Hello, good evening. Welcome to Prime Business with me, Pius Kojo Baka. The Enforcement Unit of the Ghana Revenue Authority is on the move to prosecute some 93 shops and business owners for failing to issue VAT invoices for goods sold. The exercise is expected to help the GRA mobilize revenue for the state as well as aiding in meeting its revenue target. Commissioner in charge of Domestic Tax Division at the GRA, Edward Jambra, addressed the media before the exercise. The following report has more.
The 93 culprits were identified after they failed to issue the invoice in a text purchase exercise conducted by the investigation team of the Ghana Revenue Authority. According to Commissioner of Domestic Tax Division, Edward Jambra, the exercise will continue until all the 93 are arrested and made to face the law.
What we're going to do with this exercise that we have done is that we are going to arrest all these taxpayers who fail to comply, who fail to issue the required invoices, will be arrested and prosecuted, and they will be dealt with in line with the provisions of our tax law. The exercise we are embarking on today and in the coming weeks will focus on these businesses that fail to issue the invoices to their customers at the point of sale.
Managers of Shezami, Wave Lounge in East Legon and Grand Pacific at Jolo Junction were also arrested. They will help with investigation and face possible prosecution. Here is head of the Accra Area Enforcement Unit of the GRA, Joseph Annan.
We continue to Shezami's. You were there with us. The infraction is that they are not registered. Right? They are not registered. The owner tells us she's in the process. But the issue is that we are working with Section 41 of the Act, which makes it an offense not to issue the invoice. And that they failed to do so. So obviously, they have committed an offense for which they have been arrested. From there, we went to Whips. Same offense. So they are registered. They are doing selective issuance of the invoice because we saw some of our invoices there. And yet, we went in there and they filled the test. So we have picked somebody from there, the manager, to be questioned by the CID. And then from Waves, we came to Grand Pacific. And the offense is the same. They are not issuing the invoice. So we have picked an employee. We've picked up an employee to be questioned by the CID so that his statement will be taken.
At the Airport Terminal 3 departure, the team was prevented entry to arrest some 10 shop owners who failed to issue invoices.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Revenue Authority has been urged to develop unique techniques to ensure tax compliance by the informal sector to prevent a recurrence of the current economic crisis. Speaking on the side of a public financial management seminar, managing partner at Trust Consult, Charles Mensah, urged the public to play their role as citizens by religiously filing their taxes.
To prevent it is making sure that the reports, when I say report, the financial reports, whatever findings are in there, are implemented to the latter. I think there should be commitment across board. I think we should also look at what we call the public good, which earlier on the Chief Director mentioned. The public good here means that, look, the service that we are all enjoying has to be funded. And if you're always going to look at a situation where somebody else is funding it through a loan, or somebody is funding it through donations, or we call it donor funding, it will not help us. What we need is our own way of funding it, which people should learn to pay taxes. People should learn to collect receipts. People don't know sometimes that every April ending for the following year, you must file and pay your tax returns. Yet their cousins abroad, they file it religiously. Their aunties file it religiously because they are using the taxes for schools and things. Here, unless the person needs a service that they require, that go and bring tax clearance certificate before you file the tax return. But it's a commitment. We should have a situation where we have cars going to the market end of the year to help the market women complete the tax returns. I've experienced it in South Africa, where the SR cars, South Africa Revenue Authority, SRA cars, move in there and help them to complete. But here, we don't see it. So we should break it down to everybody. Maybe involve some informal sector, just like we had the Blue Police. Blue Police, I'm referring to the commercial drivers, their taxes, their levies. They were sending people to go and collect it, and they were stopping the tax and acts. Maybe similar ones should be not to stop, but then to go to the market and interact with the market too, and then help them complete their simple one-page tax returns. That's all.
Away from revenue matters, fuel prices have started going down at the pumps in line with a fortnight review of prices of petroleum products. Oil marketing company GOIL has taken the lead in cutting prices of petrol and diesel at the pumps today. The following report has more.
Oil company GOIL is selling a litre of petrol at 12 cedis 30 pesos from the previous price of 12 cedis 64 pesos. It is also selling diesel at 12 cedis 30 pesos compared to the previous price of 12 cedis 64 pesos sold on the 1st of May 2023. By this, GOIL has reduced the prices of petrol and diesel by petrol at 12 cedis 30 pesos from the previous price of 12 cedis 64 pesos. It is also selling diesel at 12 cedis 30 pesos compared to the previous price of 12 cedis 64 pesos sold on the 1st of May 2023. By this, GOIL has reduced the prices of petrol and diesel by about 34 pesos. It is expected that other oil marketing companies will follow suit by slashing prices of petroleum products by close of day today, May 16. The reduction in prices of petroleum prices has been attributed to reduction in finished petroleum products on the international market as well as the stability of the cedi. Crude oil prices hovered around $75 a barrel in the last fortnight. As of Tuesday morning, WTI was trading at $71.47 a barrel, whilst Brent crude tumbled to $75.65 a barrel.
Meanwhile, Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, Duncan Amwa, says prices of fuel were expected to go down even further to about 50 pesos per litre.
Prices could have gone down further, but for these two additions that you are seeing on your price build-up, the UPPF, like you rightly indicated, moved from 47 to about 75. That's quite something. Again, you also have a situation where the fuel market margin, FMM, has also seen some 125% adjustment to 9 pesos per litre. The truth is that if these were not coming at this time, you could have gotten about 50, 60 pesos reduction every litre instead of the 32 that you are getting currently.
I see. So what is the outlook like for the rest of the quarter?
The signals we pick the international market movement is that between now and the start of June, prices are not likely to be bullish. You probably have the bearish sentiment continue. And so you are likely to have maybe a little more decline in international markets. Then again, you have a situation where Ghana is almost at the IMF table, hoping to by end of week get some money coming in. Once that happens, it is likely your local currency cedi would also see some good performance over the next 2 weeks. And so, give or take, we are hoping that by the start of June, you might be able to get further reductions at the pump. Although that cannot be assured as of now, but the indicators we would pick and the projections we can see is that you are likely to get further reductions at the start of June.
Let's stay a while longer on fuel because the cost of living in the coming days could go down. This follows the announcement by transport operators of a 10% reduction in transport fares from this Wednesday. Prices of petroleum products already have started falling marginally at the pumps. Here is more.
Fuel and transport fares have been one of the major drivers of the general price levels of goods and services in the country, as well as the cost inputs for most items sold on the market. Therefore, based on these developments, it is likely that in the coming weeks, prices of some goods on the market may be reduced. This may help to drive down the cost component of most businesses in the country, a development that may result in that benefit being passed on to consumers. The Ghana cedi has also started making some strong gains against the US dollar on the market, a development that may help to reducing the cost of some items sold in the country. There are some who have argued that with Ghana now close to getting an IMF program, maybe the country is not getting onto that recovery path, which may lead to things stabilizing the economy.
You're still watching Prime Business with me, Pius Kojo Baka. There is more after this break. Welcome back. Let's continue with the rest of the bulletin. And the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, COPEC, has welcomed the 10% reduction in transport fares by transport operators effective tomorrow, May 17, following a drop in the prices of petroleum products at the pumps. According to the Chamber, the move would bring some respite to consumers.
Even though the GPRQ happens to be one of our biggest partners, when I was asked yesterday whether they should go down or stay, what I remember replying to them as a group is that if it helps their numbers and they can go down very well, because you would want cost of living generally to decline in country. And so if you've seen a situation where the previous increases or reductions in transport fares was when fuel prices were doing 15.3 at the pumps, and today you have most of the pumps doing about 12.3. That's some 3 cedi Ghana per liter decline. And so a reduction is okay. As to whether it could have been more than the 10, I am sure that the drivers have been very kind and generous to all of us. It is welcoming, and I would personally want to commend the leadership of the driver union for this timely intervention to also ensure that cost of living, like we've always been advocating for, gets to decline so that inflationary pressures could decline and Ghanaians could breathe a little bit after such steep increases in prices over a sustained period.
Now, the Ghana cedi is expected to record gains against the dollar and other major trading currencies this week as the progress of the International Monetary Fund deal favorably impacts the market. That's a session by some analysts. There is more in this report.
The cedi strengthened by 5.3% yesterday, the most since April 3, according to Bloomberg. It's actually gained 5.0 pesos to the American greenback on the retail market to sell at 11 cedis, 90 pesos. The local currency traded sideways in the early part of last week, but managed to gain some stability following an announcement regarding debt relief by Ghana's external creditors, which is crucial for the country to receive approval from the board of the International Monetary Fund. The cedi also benefited from the Bank of Ghana's foreign exchange support, resulting in a 0.21% week-on-week appreciation against the dollar. It also climbed 0.77% against the euro, but remained unchanged against the pound. If the trend continues, the local currency will reverse the losses experienced at the beginning of this year.
Let's now go to the Ashanti region, shall we? And power has been cut off to the KTL market for over 1 week, adversely affecting trading in the major commercial hub in Kumasi. The market facility owes the Electricity Company of Ghana 5.4 million cedis in bills. Vendors of perishable goods at the market are most impacted. Love FM's Mona Lisa Frimpong has more in this report.
The KTL market has been plunged into darkness since Tuesday, May 9. Management of the market claims traders have not made full payment of bills owed to the Electricity Company of Ghana. But the traders have said they have settled all outstanding debt paid monthly to management of the market facility. Eric Nana Kwesi Prempe is chairman of the Federation of Kumasi Traders.
After the disconnection, leadership of the Traders Union confronted the management as to why we are being disconnected from the national grid. Management tells us the market owes ECG 5.4 million Ghana cedis. So we were at a loss as to why and how we could be, the debt could be so high, because every month in, month out, management have been giving bills to the traders, and the traders as well have been paying the monies to the management. Yet management insists the monies are with the traders. So this morning we even held a meeting with the management that if that be the case, they should paste all the bills according to the flows, so that the traders will be satisfied that indeed the monies are with the colleague traders or the monies are with the management.
Days after the blackout, a generator set at the facility was powered to restore electricity. This was, however, unsustainable, as the traders feared the cost of fuel would be passed on to them. Today, the traders are resorting to the use of flashlights to ply their wares. Battery and cold store operators at the market are worst affected, as they are recording spoilage.
On the very day, about 2 to 3 days, I made some muscle and a gun. This is a Dutch bano, stay light up. This is a man of April. There's a higher power, but when we be unknown Casano, and then my dear said, Ecoso. You are so touching a share. Be at the hanging a dia, I share nam. And no crowd can you how to say a name a Tom Nebika. A bika and any in April. You know, ruler banks soon a year. Wako Ghana Commercial Bank ako jiska kakra ama ye the interest atoso o de abekum na ntwi ana aponche ana odwan ana wako fire made so obetom ade achi anam na se e wo so tonu fufufu na mfiri ho.
Others say thieves have taken advantage of the blackout to pickpocket patrons. There is also the influx of counterfeit currencies for trading.
Now you nice can on the better fast the fake back. Me fake is say na no me GB 20 cedi. And I'm quite me titi mu to buy. Oh. Aha, so ma wo say esum wa hanti. Enya scanning yakura na. Tu ni pa na wo to ade na wo say no. Wo he scanning ye wo. Me kwa na e ba na me bedru ha say me wura ha say ata ha yesu ama akronfo ni do mu hu agim. Wo ti say sika kura na ye tata o.
Trade unions at the market have asked for the fast tracking of the installation of individual meters by the Electricity Company of Ghana.
Because what we also propose is that ECG tells us they are currently have about 6,000 meters in their stock purposely for KJTR market. We think that if they install the meters to each individual shops, definitely before one can go and buy the prepaid credit, they can deduct the arrears the person owes gradually. We think that that is another way for them to redeem their monies from the traders.
For Joy News, Mona Lisa Frimpong reporting.
And we are following up on this story as and when power is restored in that part of the market. We shall keep you updated in our subsequent bulletins. Let's move on to some other stories now. An executive chairman of the MultiChoice Group, Patel, has indicated that a multi-platform pay TV operator has contributed significantly to Ghana's GDP and has helped reduce the unemployment situation in the country by offering employment to the youth of the country over the years. According to him, the company has employed over 4,000 people in Ghana. He was speaking at the launch of the company's 30th anniversary celebration.
MultiChoice Ghana, owner of satellite stations DSTV, Showmax and GoTV, has launched its 30th anniversary celebration. The company has over the years given Ghanaians a good television viewing experience. Speaking at the launch of its 30th anniversary, Executive Chairman of the MultiChoice Group, Imtiaz Patel, said the company has contributed immensely to Ghana's GDP and it will continue to do so in the coming years.
Since inception 30 years ago, MultiChoice has cumulatively invested about $1.3 billion in Ghana. This figure is an aggregate contribution comprising $44 million annually to the GDP of Ghana. Our local tax and regulatory contributions amount to about $15.8 million per annum, with an additional $22 million in content spend. On the job creation side, the popular Aquaba Magic Channel has added 1,500 jobs in our commissioning and licensing value chain, adding a total of $2.7 million annual value to the local creative industry. Overall, our employment contribution exceeds 4,000 people with a much broader beneficiary matrix.
Chairman of MultiChoice Ghana, Richard Dakun, reiterated the company's commitment to providing content and services to meet the needs and demands of customers.
As we reflect on our journey, we acknowledge the role of our customers. They are central to us, and they played a major part of our success. We are grateful for your loyalty and trust in us over the years. You have motivated us to keep improving and delivering the best possible service. We commit to continue to provide you with quality content and innovative services that meet your needs and exceed your expectations. We're also thankful for the partnerships we've built with local content providers, creators, and talents. Your contributions have enriched our platform and allowed us to showcase the best of Ghana to the world.
MultiChoice currently contributes $1.3 billion to Ghana's GDP.
Thanks so much for watching Prime Business with me, Pius Kojo Baka. There is always business stories when you log on to myjoyonline.com/business. We leave you with international business.